Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 28th of May, 2025. Grab your morning beverage, and welcome to the stream. We continue on our explorations of horrific visions today with Orgrimmar up on this week's rotation. Again, it'll be the first time through for me, so I'm excited to get stuck in. Without further ado, let's get going. Hope you're doing well today. You're about halfway through the week. Take it steady. Keep yourselves hydrated. You've got this. Let's see what others of these passives we can unlock. Now, I do know the whole mask situation.
Even though the core way is used,
I had a brief look. You get a mask by clearing through the whole vision
shine down on
in one sitting, so every area. I did not bang on it enough in the first week, nor look up guides and stuff to do so, but over time that will become more and more doable, and we will unlock more difficult modifiers using said masks, and when you have them on, you then can get more corrupt mementos. And it also apparently has some more secret stuff in there. There's a lot of little secrets and things that I saw the odd clip of. I'm not in full grinding mode there of it yet, but I'm excited as the weeks go on to see what unfolds. Now, I do still need to investigate if there is going to be a time frame on this, like if horrific visions are going to disappear before the next patch. May change our efforts a little bit, but we'll see how we get on. Alright, Orgrimmar. Welcome back, adventurer. I made a new discovery, but I need to test it out. Hidden in the lost areas of the horrific visions, I believe, is a rare black blood coagulate. This might be the key to increasing the power of the corruption effects in a safe way. You can go into these areas and find this item, and also bring me back more displaced corrupt mementos. I should be able to increase the potency of the corruption effects. Also, we can get a greater version of the room. I mean, the underpin already went down yesterday. That's a whole other thing, by the way. It was delightful to finally get through him. But we'll still take the upgrades, as it'll make the visions themselves more doable. How many of these do we have? Probably put them on my currency bar. See when I have Valor Stone. I don't need to keep track of Valor Stones, not these days. Okay, I can get one upgrade.
aspects watch over you.
And I assume, yeah, it's going to need some more.
Again.
We lower the drain. Does that seem to be the most important thing? Let's go see Orgrimmar. I also read that the amount Sorodormi as our helper increases enemies' health scaling is a pretty decent amount, so for playing solo as we do, probably don't want to bring her along. Unfortunately, she was able to bring down some bosses after we went down to sanity, but again, if their health was a big percentage lower, it wouldn't have come to that. So sorry, Dobby. I do not require assistance.
Thrall believes that the elements warn him of a disaster that
Thrall.
only the old god can prevent. Now all of Orgrimmar drinks the blood of Azeroth, twisting the Horde into a frenzied war machine.
Interesting.
Do you trust me?
Okay, so Horde straight in here, in the hold. Again, I do not know Orgrimmar as well as I know Stormwind, so I will get lost. Let's hit the Shamans with Zakan. Jump to remove creatures. Here I get revenge. Found mirror images all over the place. Evacuate Garona and the civilians. Well, jumpy crawl. I don't like that there's two of the same one. I feel like I could have bumped that up. Maybe as we add mass and things. Oh, it's with Rexar. Oh, it's defeating Rexar. Oh, no. Again, it'll be my first time through and a little slowly, so we're not going to clear it all. But by the end of today, I want to get them all cleared. Maybe not in one run yet. I know it's possible. People obviously did it with Stormwind for week 1. But again, I'm not too fussed about grinding that quickly. And if I can get this enhancing corruption buff as well, that'd be ideal.
Every action.
Let's go see. Obviously, there are a lot of parallels with Illyria and the current story, but when it comes to Thrall and the Horde, it makes me faster or slower.
I need to get closer.
I assume like Stormwind there'll be bits opened and closed. And some hidden details about... Oh. Vial of mysterious purple liquid. Well, I should read this first. Nomax notes. Looks like they finally caught up to me. I've been trying to help the rebels with potions, but it's been hard with the limited supplies available to me. Some may have minor side effects, but should be beneficial overall. Just for goodness sake, don't drink that. Looks like he was killed before he could finish. The vial of mysterious liquid. Oh, great. It just buggered my sanity. Choices were made. But with Illyria being so front and centre for the current story, it's interesting to see Thrall as the one over here. Now, obviously, these were made time ago. So the specifics of how they are foreshadowing things to go. Interesting. Zakard! Little Sparky boy from the cinematics.
Greetings, my friend.
Good to see him.
We got to kill that one first.
It's great for a character unknown to be coming in all those Sarfang cinematics to do such work. It's really cool. Where to next? Are we going this way? Okay.
What do you need?
Oh.
Nazoth's corrupted totems be driving our shaman mad with whispers from the void. We need to destroy them all.
It's really cool. Again, I'm more of an Alliance player. That doesn't mean I appreciate some Horde stuff and of some of their characters too. And Zakhan, I don't know how much. I can't remember much. I went through BFA pretty quickly Horde side to just try and get the achievement for this wolf mount. But it's pretty cool to see him.
I'm out of
Alright, we're gonna drop. There's the first one.
Corruption levels detected. Initiating evacuation protocol.
Oh, when I'm solo, I have to use the... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'd forgotten. I have to use the orb then. Mistakes were made.
Our sorties into Nazoth's mind place you in immense peril. We must push further into the visions.
The benefit of Soridomi, if we go down and she's about,
Even though
it will
the
summon an
core
orb.
way is
I guess
usable
she was
again.
summoning the orb at that point. That's right, lesson learnt.
Driven mad by Nazoth's whispers,
Get me back in.
Thrall believes that the elements warn him of a disaster.
Will you give us a
that
beverage?
only
Make sure you all
old
do the
God
same out there. Keep yourselves hydrated.
Now all of Orgrimmar drinks the blood of Azeroth, twisting the Horde into a frenzied war machine. It's too far away.
Now the underpin's gone, I can probably put my interrupt back on F. Now that I think about it. Let's get moving to Zakan first of all. Let's not drink that potion this time. Yum.
Champions, we've been needing your help. You be here just in time. My brothers
The
and
undead
sisters in
PvP
the valley
mouch
are
running
in
off over there.
danger.
Yep, that's pretty great.
We got to kill that one first.
No, but I'm still exploring. I imagine all of this with a timer as well must have been an absolute nightmare. Oh. Get off. Get off my screen. That's what they meant by bugs being about. I don't like it.
Nazar's corrupted totems be driving our shaman mad with whispers from the void.
Bear any capabilities for folks genuinely with such fears. Turn that off in some way? Okay. I'm a little bit, but no. Go away. Don't like it. No. Okay, get this one then probably. One more pack. Yeah. It's a looking void elemental. Free shaman.
It's too far away.
Livian elemental. Oh, it's got the crazy hair.
Cannot survive.
My brothers and sisters be free.
Orb
But
seemingly
how
does
can we
nothing.
ever be trusting the voices of the elements again?
Red liquid. That one worked. Okay, so that counted as this side done. Up in this corner by the other gate. Oh, that's all blocked off. Never mind. Put round to this next one. Definitely need to be mounting up. See you,
I'll
Zakan.
be honored to serve.
The Magha refused to drink the blood of
Oh,
Nazar
Gira.
and were slaughtered for their defiance.
I'm out
Their
of range.
spirits demand vengeance!
Interesting to see her show up in Battle for not Battle for Azeroth, in the War Within with Turalian, kind of having a go at each other. Some of those old tensions still present, but a little more jovial. It was fun. Oh, I think I have to dispel stuff before that stuns me. Oh, do the mailboxes do the same thing as they did in Stormwind? Yep, that's angry mail. Okay, I see it. There's those little mirrors of me around me, and if I get stuck in the middle of them, I get into some bother. Cleanse me. A load of these technical people from Hydstrom, Storm Stage, the area in BFA where they had that Darkest Dungeon reference. Loved that, by the way. Oh, this is not the way I need to go. Where am I going? Goddamn Orgrimmar. Not up that way. God damn it, I hate that one.
I need to get closer.
Angry horror monster. Ah. Oh, we just had to kill enough stuff. Okay, where's this dude we're looking for then?
Slay that monstrosity in the name of the Maghar!
Oh, this dude. He's one of the really big ones. That design. Kind of the technical poking out of this big carapace. It doesn't really make a load of sense, but it's fun. Oh, okay. No, bubbling it. These cool little effects all over the place.
Dead. My clan is dead. And nothing I do will ever bring them back.
Sorry, Gaira. But we, unlike the teleports to Stormwind, you get flung over. Suppose we go and bring down Thrall onto a hay bale. Ridiculous. So I can do about 2. And then have to go deal with the main one. Let's go take down Thrall.
I'm out of range.
I wonder if it like Turallion on the Alliance side, who's in here who's attempted? Eitrig, probably? Let me in.
The elements have spoken.
Oh, nobody.
Azeroth is till you will drink or you will die.
Oh no, Thrall.
The blood of the old god is our only salvation.
I don't like this. This is a long silence. Or around him, or in the middle. Bye, Thrall.
Thank you. 4, 3.
Vision exploration
Aw.
concluded. Initiating exit protocol.
N'Zoth clearly exults in the notion of a corrupted Orgrimmar. The further you venture into the city, the more I desire to end him once and for all.
It's always interesting to have Rathian be the character to push us through these visions.
Even though the
Just
core
as
way
the
is usable,
Black Dragon, who's obviously Deathwing, was affected by all of this corruption. It drove him mad, and Rathian's whole deal is like, I'm not gonna end the same way my father did. I'm not gonna go down that path. So we need to deal. Ooh, I could get the drain again. Or we could increase. Damage taken and damage done is probably a good one. It's the drain that feels the most. Like, I'm doing plenty of damage. Maybe I just go full anti-drain with it and move quickly. That's what I'm going to go for. I think I get one more this week.
Driven mad by N'Zoth's whispers, Thrall believes that
What are the odds of
warned him
Thrall
a disaster
at this
that
point in the
only
story
behold.
getting some kind of corruption? It seems extremely unlikely. It's not like he's going to make some kind of heroic sacrifice on the lead into midnight during that story.
Frenzied war
Maybe even Last Titan if he gets that far. It's hard to say because in the War Within, he only really got a quest line. So what his actual involvement will end up being, we'll have to wait and see. But he's certainly a character that's been around for so long that you feel like for all the big changes they'll end up doing, the redoing of the world, by the time we get through Last Titan, Thrall's not going to get through. I think it's highly likely Thrall's just going to be dead before the end of it. It's just at what point?
Kill the orc and
Oh.
scour the crag. All who refuse the
Gonna shall.
blood shall suffer.
No, thank you. Corona! Fascinating character.
I
Been
don't
through a
feel
lot.
any pain unless I move.
My knives are ready.
Faceless are dragging civilians out of their homes and forcing them to drink N'Zoth's blood. Any who refuse are tortured and slain. Some survivors are still hiding throughout the drag. We need to find them, get them out of Orgrimmar. Well, you have my aid.
Let's search the drag for survivors. I'll conceal any we find while you keep the enemy.
Ferials. They just noped out.
There's a teleporter on the other side of the drag. I just hope it still works.
It's too far away.
See if there's anyone here. Another casualty. Let's move along.
It's too late to help Gotri. Potions all over the place. But I imagine any potion that isn't purple we can drink. And that's probably okay.
Check the tailoring shop.
No, I was gone mad. No, no.
I'm out of range.
Orphanage? Not the children. Okay, children are alright. Go, children, be free. Not that way! Straight into void monstrosities. Leather worker.
Check the leatherworking and engineering workshops.
Odd crystal.
Around those explosives.
Don't know what that did. Don't leave without me. Oh yeah, just a bit of blacksmithing
This isn't good.
in amongst it all. In the Shal.
Your screams shall echo in the Master's Hall.
Nope, we do too much damage right now.
Will
Yeah, the sanity drain seemed to be the right call. Reducing that. Okay, how do I get through to the next one then? Here? This will be the Rexar one. Oh, it'll be sad to see Rexar in trouble.
Remain wary. Thrall's forces are everywhere.
Alright, go around it. Thank you.
you are but meat before N'Zoth's endless
Misha,
wrath.
no!
And it is time to feast.
Of all the moments to highlight Rexar. Gross bug. Nasty Nerubian looking spider ones. Sanity's doing pretty good. Yeah, so it's all the bugs that were kind of in Ashkaraj and all that. Anchorage, rather. Hellbox. Again, I know a lot of the more crazier secrets require you to have masks on. Again, I haven't done like a big read into the specifics. Just kind of know. Auctioneer. Just having a good old time.
Yeah, what do you want?
Always open for business. Always open for business. Always open for oh no. Rexar, where's Huffer? Where's Leok? Surely if Misha was an enemy, they'd do the other two. Suffer. Oh. The Huffer. Ruffer. Probably pop a sanity orb here. I don't know how long it's going to take me. Better safe than sorry. Oh, and there's actual Huffer. But no Lyra. Sadness.
Your flesh will feed my beasts and come
Stand in the traps. No. Okay, you bring him down. The ads go down. Once we get those masks going, change things up enough. Have totem? There's the totem. That's going to fling me back. Is it going to be faster to be flung back? I think so. Okay, with that reduced ray, I think we can actually clear out the whole thing. It's interesting for Storm when you get the portal and then this, as I said before, you end up just flying your way over. Kind of like this better. But probably it's a wee bit slower. Okay, don't drink the purple potion. We've learned our lesson. Okay, let's go see Zakan.
Champions, we've been needing your help. To be here just in time. My brothers and sisters in the Valley of Spirit be in danger. We got to kill that one first.
Alright, he's dead. Come on, let's keep going. Because the drain's so much slower, we're actually kind of regenning more quickly than it can put us down. As long as we keep pace. Get off my screen, bugs. Beautiful.
It's too far away.
Because we're clearing everything, that sanity's not going too much. We're actually getting all the more mementos. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, but I can throw it off of that. Okay. Ooh. Waves. Need them to last longer so I can see the mechanics.
But how can we ever be trusting the voices of the elements again?
So much to consider. Poor shaman. What's that? Such a corrupting ball. It's fine. Through this way. Yeah, sanity's not even a problem now, which is marvelous.
The fourth son of Durotan must die! The blood of the Maghar is on— The Maghar refused to drink the blood of N'Zoth, and were slaughtered for their defiance. Their spirits demand vengeance!
And like with the Stormwind one, this first time through, I'm just kind of taking it in. Forgive me if commentary is a little lacking, but I just love the vibe and the replayability factor of it to get you going through and pushing the difficulty higher with more rewards to find, things to grind and earn. And as we get to the point where sanity is less of an issue, you know, with all of those upgrades in some weeks' time, I feel like we can really go through. I may do some research off stream because finding all the different secrets and whatnot. First of all, I just need to investigate how long it will remain up. The calendar wasn't clear. We do have Dastardly Duos next week. I'll be interested to see. Won't necessarily be wanting to push leaderboards too crazy, but I am curious as to all the rewards that they'll have. Reasons for doing it. And modifiers to improve that score. There was an interview that went out about it yesterday, I believe. We're talking about different food buffs that were essentially debuffs. Shrimp that would make your player character smaller and deal less damage. Horns that would summon more bosses into the fights. There's some really interesting ideas, especially for a score mode. So I'm really curious to see what rewards are actually on offer. Because just getting name up a leaderboard, I'm not that bothered by. I'm not that bothered by. So we will see where it ends up. It certainly seems more than viable solo, whether you bring the followers up. Ooh. Hey, red potion, good. Lots of sanity. I really don't like that mirror one. I move around too much, it's my own fault. Okay, that's all cleared, which means we should get a mask after this. Which means we can start upping the difficulty. And then to get the other masks, I need to beat the other sectors while wearing one. I don't know if that means you have to do the Stormwind ones as well as the Orgrimmar ones. We'll see. Yeah, and each mask is something like 25% damage, 25% health. Some fancier abilities maybe. I don't know all of the specifics, I just glanced at it. At the very least, we'll be able to get more of these mechanics going. Green, liquid. Ah, no, green bad.
The elements have spoken.
Get our sanity back beforehand. Oh, but of course, because we've killed everyone, gets a load of buffs.
God is our only salvation.
Increases health. More health. More health. More health. Well, that's disappointing. At least he gets some balls with him.
You will drink or you will die.
Bye, balls. Nope, bubble. Can't be silenced. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, and he's using some of the other abilities. Okay. Oh, bad.
Vision exploration.
But that's
completed.
all the rewards as well there. And we get the mask. It's even more horrific vision. Oh, hang on.
A grim fate for Orgrimmar, indeed.
Achievements for a pet. Just reek? Oh no. Complete the achievements to get a void worm. I haven't looked at these yet. Built the hourglass. All objectives in Stormwind, single visit. And then with 5 masks active in a single visit, get all 8 masks. Ooh. Complete the visions with any mask. You get more weapons. You get 1,000 of the mementos. Alright. So all the mounts and stuff hidden away are still require you to go out and find them. Okay, it's still only 2 black blood a time, so we need to do this at least 3 more times. Oh, there it is. The endurance needed to make it this far is extraordinary, and the feat of a long, experienced adventurer. Yet, the longest night is nigh, and with it our ultimate conquest. Those that fight the coming of eternal twilight know only futility, for in the longest night they will be on edge of sanity forever. Okay. So we would turn it to an altar, but we haven't built an altar yet. Like, they were on like one of those, was it 37%? I've also in this whole time only seen like one rare.
Is usable again.
Could be able to get my last upgrade here though. 900 mementos. Okay, I got through the whole thing. We can't get all the way to this bottom one yet, which is fine. I think then sanity drain's pretty good. We do more health and damage. I assume you don't want to give me any more this week. Oh no, he does. Yeah, do it again. Ooh. So not time gated. They've not done 1 row a week. We can now get 2. Lovely. More damage then? Yes, more damage. How about now?
Isles have awakened.
Okay, now he's like, wait, we can't do any more.
May the waters protect you.
So how do I mask then? Sure, Raffian will tell us. Sorry, Tommy. I'd love to bring.
Driven mad by N'Zoth's whispers.
This is new.
Thrall believes
The
that
Nemesis,
elements
the
warned
burned
him of a
bridge,
disaster that
Pained,
only the
the
old
multitudes,
God can prevent.
dark imagination,
Now all
daredevil,
of Orgrimmar
vengeance,
drinks the
and
blood
the
of
long
N'Zoth,
night.
twisting the
And they're
whole
all
into a
Cthulhu-y
frenzied war
masks.
scene.
And all of these are... Oh! Collect potions and crystals in Orgrimmar. We should definitely be doing that then. Not the other one. Kill bosses. Vision Hunter is just minions. And the elite one. Just by killing elite minions. We haven't found any elite enemies like the rare silver dragon ones hidden around Orgrimmar yet. We only found one in Stormwind with the Toymaker. Oh, hang on. It said something first. An unholy altar sits before you. Strange runes warp and skitter across the surface. The faceless mask of the long night belongs here. Here you go. Taking a step back towards the longest night is already acknowledging the sanity you have lost. Do you risk the rest on such a fool's errand? Yes. Ah. Cool. Okay. What do I find? The Mask of Vengeance. Okay, between scrutiny and steel bars. There. Sure. Daredevil. Hunters claim this mask. So again, I think we get these other masks by doing objectives with another mask. So given there's 8 of them, probably, judging by the steel bars, well, maybe that sounds like Stormwind Stockade, maybe? Imagination. Void has claimed this mask. Well, that's nondescript. There's void everywhere. All must fall. Clear everything with a mask, that sounds like. Is that like every enemy? Pained. Hidden in the shadows. Okay. Nemesis. Whoa. Splintered and divided, the Nemesis shards find their way to new avatars. A bane of the forest and fields still lives, and while locked away for a while, is now wanted again as they terrorize those still resisting the call in Stormwind. Fearless, overzealous, and in the way, this hero of Orgrimmar can no longer tell friend from foe and as aggressively fights any who might try and disrupt disturb his weapon. Okay, so there's like 2 rares I need to find for this Nemesis one. And then the Burned Bridge. Hidden in Wisdom. So the Valley of Wisdom in Orgrimmar. Okay. So we have 1 mask on, so that should... Oh. On the mask. McGuffin. Reduces max sanity by 50%. Increases our mementos gained. Enemy damage and health increased by 25%. Okay. How does this look with all 8? Do they start rotating around our head? Fancy stuff.
You stand before the black.
How much was that max? 50%. You know, maybe I should have upgraded our max sanity. Maybe that would have been a good idea. Shit. Let's see how much we can get done with one of these masks on then. I still need to investigate and look for rares. First we should, before I start getting exploratory, we should try and get the full clear again. But 50% less is a huge amount. Okay, I still do plenty of damage. Gotta move! I've got some bonus damage as well. We'll investigate houses and stuff later. And at some point, I will investigate how long all of these will last. If it's before the expansion's over. You are not repaired! Don't you quote Illidan like that, you son of a bitch. Time is flowing 30% faster than normal. What does that mean?
Champions, we've been needing your help.
Come in, Zakar. Champion, why are you wearing that mask and making things harder for everyone here? What you see? N'Zoth's influence is corrupting your mind. Again, there were players at this point in the story who could have sided with N'Zoth. Because I never played through the questline at the time, I never saw any of that. I don't even know if it's still in the game. I assume it is. But given this stuff was no longer in the game up until now. But you basically could become, you could either refuse his gift or you could become his secret servant and gain like the Eye of N'Zoth on your character. And if memory serves from what people said about it, other players who accepted that bargain, you would see the eye on their head as well. So it was like this void club. You would know who your friends were. Those who had succumbed or embraced the darker side. Which I always thought, they never did anything with it. It was just a cool little choice to make. Whether or not that comes back into play one day. I don't know with all these visions if it's kind of hinting that, hey mate, N'Zoth's an entity that sees all possibilities at all times. Because in Dragonflight we went through that period where we were going through like time dimensions when the one he was victorious. That he has seen us and be like, wait a minute, these heroes travelled through time to get here. Which must mean I lose in their timeline. Interesting, what can I do? And especially because he and Xalatath are intertwined. You have to wonder. What did that do? Less damage. One expiration or removal makes me vomit uncontrollably for a short time. Well, I have to keep drinking the potions. That's what that altar said. I don't know what those altars do either. I don't know if they're more modifiers, if they're like a bonus upgrade, if it summons something, not a bloody clue. But it's little things to earn. Their own little roguelite mode. I love it. Might end up doing more than one of these a week at this rate. Yeah, my commentary might not well hold up, but I'm very curious. Again, oh, we're not exploring, we're moving quickly, we're moving quickly. It's 50% on that first zone, 3 of our orbs remaining. I think just in clearing it all out once, we can do that pretty easily. Probably. I'm not going to fully... I want to get this mask gathered first. Then we'll focus on potions and things. I'll grab any that are nearby, but I'm not going to go out of my way. Go up.
Son of Durotan must die. The blood of the Maghar refused.
A little bit of dragon breath's useful.
And was
A spicy potion.
Their spirits demand vengeance.
Mind you, we do have to be careful picking up some potions that can just randomly do 100 sanity to us, because that could literally just kill me and end a run. And for those out there who are doing this, is this something you're... What rewards are different if you did this back in the day? If you did this during BFA, is there a purpose? I'm sure there'll be some new transmog, like those backpacks are probably new. I know there are some of the mounts are new, like the recolor of the store dragon to make it all voidy. Different, is it? Are all the mechanics essentially the same?
What have they done to you?
Shit. A little spicy. With that mailbox. What have we got? Okay, yeah, I can get this. We've got mail. Maybe now we've got the mask, we have a chance of the mail mount spawning whatever it is. Okay, cleanse. Bag of wolf tack. And the mysterious red liquid. To drink that while this is still here. What is this wolf tack? Smith strength, all damage increased by 10%. Wolf tack. Tattered equipment for riding wolves. Okay. We're gonna get some kind of voidy wolf mount if I find it. We've grabbed it here. The purple liquid's gonna damage my sanity. Oh, yeah. I knew it, but it's fine. Where was a wolf? I haven't seen a shadowy wolf about. Damn it. It's those little bits that I want to see. And the idea of doing this with a timer, that's the other thing from back in the day, when there was a timer and you had limited runs a week. Because from what I understand, you had to go and do a load of world quests and other objectives out in the rest of the game to get keys that then let you do visions. And it was tied to here.
Slay that monstrosity in the name
I suppose that was that potion running out. Oh no, that means when the sheep runs out, I'm just going to vomit. Translated to bow before N'Zoth. No! Bubble. I'm going to try and keep my sanity, thank you. If that gets up to another 75% health and damage, we will actually have to engage with some mechanics. Okay, quickest way through. Goddamn Orgrimmar, I always get lost. Should probably be okay. No, is this just locked off on this side? Son of a bitch, wasted time. No! N'Zoth, please! That's frustrating. When the map says, hey, we can go this way, the game's like, no. No, you cannot. Don't like those mirrors. Oh, wait! If we get the full clear, as in every zone and the boss is all done, but that mask that said annihilate all doesn't pop, that means we'd have to go through and kill every NPC in a given vision. Would be my guess. We'll see how it plays out. Not like Stormwind, where there were a load of closed doors that would rotate each time. I mean, there's clearly something going on in there. Okay, how's my sanity? Not great. Purple liquid will do me in. But if I put down an orb first and then drink it. So many tentacles.
It's too far away.
Now time is flowing slower. Does that apply to the sanity stuff as well?
All who refuse the Master's blood shall suffer.
Corona, get up. There's shit to do. Where is Corona these days? I'm moving and can't stop.
I had things under control.
No, you
Let's
didn't.
search
Get
the
going.
drag for survivors. I'll conceal any we find while you keep the enemy at bay.
New potion.
There's a
Don't know.
teleporter on the other side of the drag. I just hope it still works.
Get off my screen, bugs. Don't like it. It's so
See if
invasive.
there's anyone here.
At least they're not crawling across the screen.
Another casualty.
It's too far away.
Let's move along.
That was the shit at the end of Darkest Dungeon 1 that started halting my playthrough. Not just because of the crazy difficulty and it ruining your party, and they're like, we're never going back there. We are never going back to that final dungeon. You're like, but you're my best team. I've just got you through it this first time. But the game would start fucking with your UI in a way that just unnerved me to the point I was like, I'm kind of good. Don't want to grind a whole new party, and I'm just kind of good. I still love that game. Rest in peace, Wade Jude. Voice actor for a lot of the narration there. Passed away earlier this year. Sucked. Really sucked. But he did loads of work still for the sequel, and that's a game that I got in early access, but held off on playing. And they're still updating it. They're still adding classes. They've added something called a Kingdoms mode, and I don't know what that is. But it's a different way to play. So now I'm like, when I go back to play it, do I play this mode first? Do I play the main game first? I don't know. If anyone's got onto Darkest Dungeon 2 and has played whatever Kingdoms is, do let me know, whether it's live or in the comments, because I do intend to get to that game at some point. Whether or not we stream it will remain to be seen, but... Drink that vial. Delicious. Okay, up to Rexar. We still got enough sanity. We can take Rexar and Thrall, I believe. Despite the mask.
We should be safe now, champion. I mean,
You are but meat before Nasop's endless army.
Misha!
And it is time to
Always
face
sadness. No, don't comment on me, please. Okay, many bugs. What, you cheeky bastard? Oh. Onward. More bugs. Let's not pull the big bugger with him this time. Lovely. Why is that one... It was buffing the others. I thought it was chained, but no, it was just stood in front of a post.
our hide descends on Orgrimmar.
Those mirror images that come up and stun me are a pain in the ass. Okay, we're doing well for timing on sanity, though. Should be... Yeah! Why, you like this? You'll be able to take down Rexar and get to Thrall in good time. If I don't keep getting stunned. I should probably be careful drinking a potion now. Because if I get some of the coloured ones, it's not only the purple that can suddenly do my sanity, so I don't want to risk it. Nope, take down Rexar first. Don't need to deal with his ads. Oh, he's... Wait. Shit. So you do need to kill the ads, otherwise they make you insane. Well, now I know. Son of a bitch, Rexar. Son of a bitch. Crafty bastard.
Seems that you are able to withstand the visions for
Oh.
longer than before.
Got another mask.
Excursion prepares you for the horrors of Nyaloth.
The displaced warrior is always on uneasy footing, especially one who is removed from her home world. The void makes this unsteadiness a reality where one step can lead into the abyss or drain you to your core. Not one from Zakan. Not one from Garona. So we take it. I think we go for Rexar first next time. Or at least head in that direction. Let's see what this second mask does. It can't also drain the sanity by another 50%. That would be insane, surely.
Again, there is still plenty of honor.
Probably insane. Yeah, there I think we would have gotten all the way around. I had so many potions, that was so little.
The elements warn him of a disaster that only the
I haven't even
old
seen a
god
crystal.
can prevent. Now
Right.
all of Orgrimmar drinks the blood of N'Zoth, twisting the horde into
Treacherous
a
path of
frenzied
the burned
war
bridge will be
machine.
available to you if you wish to tread it. And what will this do? When moving, spawn void zones behind you that drain sanity. And also another 25% to enemy health and damage. Okay, so I have to keep moving at that point. Oh, more reduction from cleared areas. Interesting. Didn't even look at these properly before. Okay. Oh, I still have an attack power buff from what we were doing with the underpin. Alright, more visions to go then. I think I'm going to take a quick bio break and then we're going to continue pushing with 2 masks and see how much further we can get. See if we can get the full clear, more masks, get some of these tribute altars going, which again, don't know what they do. So stretch your legs, refill your beverage. I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Get that back on. So will we give us beverage? Alright, I suppose we go and try and take Rexar. 50% health and damage is quite a chunky amount. I still think it's doable. As in getting all 5 bosses down. Just gonna have to be careful on getting hit by abilities now. Head in the direction of Rexar. Oh yeah, the base enemies are still just going down real quick, so that's not a problem. And we are getting more mementos. I think as long as with Rexar, the moment the ads start coming at us... Oh, that's why the sanity war is... Okay. How long does it last? Oh, don't trap myself in a circle. I like this, though. This is what feels pretty roguelite about it. Slowly building things up, making things just that little bit crazier. Nasty totem. Black liquid. We knew purple was bad. Is black bad? No! Black restores our sanity. Good to know.
Kill the orc and scour the ground. All who refuse the master's...
Come on, Garona. Time to get moving. Get up. Okay, if I stand still, it doesn't spawn it on me, so I can at least...
Unless I move.
Yeah,
Let's
with
search the
folks.
drag for survivors. I'll conceal any we find while you keep the enemy at bay. There's a teleport.
Can't help myself when it comes to WoW. I always end up moving and jumping about.
Another casualty.
Just one of those habits. Has landed me in trouble. Like in the underpin, it was proving to be a problem. Sometimes I'd run myself straight into something very clearly dodgeable. But again, we did get him down this week. I recommend you have a look at that stream, especially if you're someone who plays WoW in the more solo vein that I do. As a bit of aspirational solo content, I think they've done a marvellous job with those Delve Pinnacle bosses. I still think the auto attack damage is a little bit jammy. Because some of those runs, you'd get caught by an ability, be maybe 75% of your health, and an auto attack would crit, and suddenly you're like, oh, I'm dead. And that would suck. I know it's part of it, and just the gear check. But to be honest, Delves and the capability for me to get like a full set of like the mythic armor, not only for the transmog purposes that I really want, but for what if I left, what if I missed. The level worker, god damn it, wasting time. But not only let you get the transmog, but actually make me care about the gear game. For the first time in
This isn't good.
years of WoW. Like, I don't think I've cared about gear since Wrath of the Lich King.
Your screams shall
For Delves to give me that way to actually progress gear, outside of just doing, you know, bits of LFR here and there over time. And the renown track for LFR actually making me want to do my runs each week. And of course the new coins kind of helping on that front. It feels like there's never been a better time to be a solo player, and obviously with player housing coming, that's a whole thing all of its own. That's going to win so many people over, whether they've played WoW or not. You know, a lot of people, when they play Final Fantasy XIV, just get into the housing side of it, and that's the game for them at that point. And I think for WoW, where the barrier to entry there, because if you don't know, Final Fantasy XIV, which I played a bit of. I played up to Shadowbringers, there we go. As that was coming out, because the hype around it was just so big, and WoW was in such a rough state at the time, that it was worth the sojourn over. And I had a really good time with it, to be honest. I feel like WoW's still got the best transmog system by far. Easy. And while the player houses are really impressive in 14, especially for a new player, it was hard to get one. You needed a lot of the in-game currency. You needed to bid on lots that other players were bidding with. And I've never been good at making money in MMOs. I can't be arsed more than anything else. Whereas WoW, by all intents and purposes, are basically just going to give you a house. It's going to be a bit of a gold cost, but it's not going to break the bank by any means. But that side of the game and reinvigorating a load of old crafting stuff is going to be massive on top of that. With, as I say, Delves giving solo players a bit of pinnacle content to actually go for. Like, both between the Underpin and Zekfir has been really fun to actually bash my head against those walls. And enjoy working towards something in the game that wasn't just, I'm doing my transmog runs, I'm getting my collectibles, I'm doing bits and bobs here and there. So I do love that in WoW. I haven't done a good old transmog run for a while. But that's because I've had stuff to do. Hey-o, Emilis. Hope you're doing alright this morning. The day greets you kindly. Alright, before we fight Rexar, let me hold on any commentary for the moment. I need to lock in and not have these boars kill me due to sanity. Despite having 2 masks, we've still come through 2 of these lost zones now and have some orbs remaining. So we should be alright on the full clear. Don't stand on the traps. Okay, Huffer, you first. Okay, next one. Ruffer. Oh, that bad. That bad. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, 2 at once. There we go. Okay, we lost a lot of sanity, but it's doable. What is that? Okay, this is good shit. 50% more damage and healing on top of these. That's going to be a problem. Damage and health, rather. Now, enjoy your lunch break. I'm getting through the day. Oh, black liquid. Get that first. Give me that delicious sanity back. You scumbag mirror images. No, no. What a waste. Okay, we're still in a good spot. The other 2 are pretty easy to clear. Don't do this. Okay, and the trigger for me standing on it, it's slow enough that as long as I keep moving, we're not just going to get caught immediately. Again, onto the Underpin stuff. For both him and Zekfir, the mechanics were... It was interesting seeing the jump over. Like, Zekfir was so much keep on top of that shield, stop him healing, but you couldn't interrupt the dot over time at the same time as dealing with that. So I don't know how I do that not being on a paladin. I think it's a fun combat puzzle to figure out. And the Underpin, there was those elements of RNG, how the ads spawned, despite where you were trying to place the boss, that made it more difficult. And the arena being that much bigger meant it was more difficult to get the healing potions from Bran. So however they approach it next, all I'm hoping for is lessons learned going forward. And for the regular delves, all I want to see is more mechanics from raiding and dungeoning that I don't get to see much of. Because again, it's just not how I play the game these days. I want some of those crazier mechanics put into delve bosses, especially at the higher tier. Like, if you're going to have delves up to, you know, under tier 8, not have as many mechanics, that's fine, that makes sense to me. But when you start getting to 8 and above, you should be starting to siphon in crazier mechanics. Bit by bit, you know, even if it's just 1 or 2 over time until you hit tier 11. And then just no holds barred, go crazy with it. Because I still want to be challenged. Don't want that challenge just to be health and damage numbers. Which at the start of the season was like the main draw, was just enemies were one-shotting you. They did have those elites for when Zekfir was the delve boss. So some rares would just turn up in a dungeon, and they were. Especially on that initial week where people were very upset by a lot of the delve balancing. Those rares were insane. But I did manage to get one down. Acquired some really on-point play and use of bubble, use of like my getting rid of like poison build-up, because it was a spider who was on a mount. The mount would put poison on you. The rider would put a poison on you. And you'd have to interrupt stuff at the same time and be all over them. It was just really good. I really enjoyed fighting through it. But they got rid of those for this second season. So there was no... Other than the underpin occasionally showing up, there was nothing to really differentiate runs. And the 3 to 4 variants on a delve isn't enough when the gameplay doesn't change that much. I want it to feel more roguelike in that sense. I want more different things to happen. I know that's a lot more development time, and you've got to give credit where credit's due. This is the first expansion with a new evergreen feature in the terms of like a core endgame pillar in delves. So they have expansions to iterate on it. Right, you've got a lot more that you can do with this system. I think it's important we kind of get our feedback in now, and I think Midnight's going to be the biggest test where delves have come, how much has been iterated on, how much feedback has been integrated into where delves are going, and what that will show us for where they intend them to be when it comes to Last Titan. Because I think one of the biggest disappointments of delves for me is not having as many unique enemies in terms of like bosses especially. And I know in raids and dungeons sometimes you have your bosses who are just, oh, that's another reuse of that model we have seen X number of times, right? You still see that a lot. But raids and dungeons, especially raids of course, have enough unique enemies where I'm like, Zekfir ended up being a disappointment because we then saw that model everywhere. Right? It didn't feel like this big scary bad. It was just kind of another guy, you know? Especially when it was, not Ansurek, a mother. Can't remember her name off the top of my head. But ended up being one of those creatures as well. It kind of undersold Zekfir. And the underpin, yeah, he stole Bran's hat, and that's funny. But didn't play into the wider story of Undermine at all. You know, it's not like he showed up on a side quest even. So it deflates that meaning. If we're going to be an endgame pillar like Dungeon and Raids, I want it to mean a little more to the wider game. And Raids having a story mode and Dungeon having follower modes means that accessibility to see all those things is there. I still wish Raids had story mode for kind of the whole raid, so I could take my time, go through, see the bosses, see an inkling of mechanics. And I'd still love to see story mode let me toggle some options for, here, slap this on Mythic, and let me get bodied and see what this shit is. Let me see what the crazy stuff those folks on the Race to World First have to deal with. But I imagine that's a lot more effort in terms of getting the followers to interact with any mechanics. Obviously, I don't want loot for that. I don't want anything to be kind of bonusly rewarded for that. I just want to experience it. And I think there's a lot of opportunity there in making players more comfortable to do the harder content. Ow, scumbag. Should be able to do this in time. Gonna bubble just to power through it. And I want to get to Thrall, restore my sanity. We can get them all down with these 2 masks on. There we go. Beautiful. I do like the big mount reward at the end of getting that Let Me Solo 'em achievement. But I'm always more of a transmog man. I know mounts are still, for the vast majority of players, that's what they want in the collectible side of things. I'd still love a little bit of transmog. Boink. Right, to Thrall.
I'm out of range.
But again, I think by the time we get through into midnight, it'll be a very clear indication of where delves are at and what design they want to push for them. We've talked about which delve companion we might get. Repeat, I'm not risking that potion. We might get, how maybe they interact differently with us. There's a lot of possibility. I kind of wish, rather than potion pickups, it was more of a direct heal, but if it's a direct heal, it can't be as good as the potions. That kind of thing. I struggle to see a world where DPS or tank Bran were going to be used for those end bosses. Oh, big mistake. Like for Zekfir and for the Underpin, there was no reason at all to not bring healer Bran. And I don't see DPS Bran, if you're a healer, or tank Bran, being able to stand up to it. Because we tried a bit of tank Bran in tier 11 delves and doing a bit of off healing, and it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough at all to stack up to just regular enemies. So I don't see how a healer is meant to then do the Underpin, for example. And for a tank, you just have to go through the phases more. Can you bring that shield down in time? Blood Death Knight's probably alright. They've got loads of self-healing and stuff. I can't speak to the others. Hey, we got him.
Vision exploration concluded.
Beam me out.
Exit protocol.
Double mask.
Grim fate for Orgrimmar, indeed. Take solace in the knowledge that should it ever come to pass,
Third mask.
you shall be ready to end it.
A hunter never sought to lead, yet sought a challenge in life at every turn. He directed his allies with a deft hand and never shied from diving into the melee himself. Prowess he showed made him, as well as any of my other minions, much more deadly. Turn this mask to the altar of the daredevil to challenge your own resolve in battle, as your foes' attacks cut even more deep. Take more damage, that sounds like. Egg. Who this? A tiny void chicken. Maybe with player housing, I will finally care about battle pets. Oh, Ebelis. Take it steady. You'll get through the day. The walk will help in the end. Toy. Place and turn on your feet. Warning, keep away from small critters unless you want them big and angry. Oh, it's an angry totem. Let's see. Maybe again I'll care about toys when it comes to player housing. Ooh, whoa! More stuff. We actually get the mask as a cosmetic. With different colours. Fair enough. I can't see my... I mean, it kind of goes with the transmog I've got going right now, but... Back of the head being ball cap, not for me. Now we're all soulbound again. We also got a little void puppers. Oh my goodness. Ooh, the rough day, Emilis. Feels like you come home from work and there's more work to be done. Wish you the best of luck. If tomorrow's a rest day, that helps. Feel accomplished when you get done. Another achievement popped.
Even though the core way is usable again, there is still plenty
Okay,
of construction
corrupted
work in
mementos.
the rubble clearing.
I need 2 more bits of black blood for you.
We serve one
I think that'll be the call point of the week. Once I get these, we'll call it there for the day. Let's see what a 3rd mask does. I had just enough of the sanity reducing orbs to do a full clear there. But with another mask, I don't know.
Mad by N'Zoth's whispers, Thrall
At least these
believes that the
tributes are
elements
building up,
warn
whatever
him
they
of a
mean.
disaster that only the old god can prevent. Now all of Orgrimmar drinks the blood
What
of
do,
N'Zoth,
Daredevil Mask?
twisting the Horde into a frenzied war machine.
Increases sanity damage from creatures by 400%! Ooh! And another 25% on top of it. Okay, that's pretty spicy. It's a pretty spicy game. I don't get hit by the sanity stuff often. The boars did do it though. Rexar's boar's gonna be a nightmare. Is it time to bring Sora Dormi back so if I die to sanity she can res me? That was the benefit of having it. Yes, she bumps their health bars exponentially, but at least she can pick me up and keep fighting. Which did cause the odd bug, by the way, which was really funny. Like, she kept fighting and cleared an area, but it didn't count as cleared because I was dead and she killed the boss. So it kind of bugged out. It was that one in Stormwind where you have to go and open cages afterwards. Didn't it let me? We'll try it. We'll try it. We won't go to Rexar first. We'll go the other way around. See how we get on. Again, I think after today, I'll have a read through how long these visions are expected to last. Whether there is a time limit or if they'll just keep them in the game. I hope they keep them in the game, to be honest. I hope they slap Sora Dormi where she is and just leave her there in Dawn of Gaul. Like the Turbulent Time Ways can still be accessed. Just so players come in later can get a chance to do it. Because I always hated the fact that horrific visions were removed from the game. Because, as I've said before, I did not play it at the time. I never saw this stuff. And so it was really cool to get the opportunity to play this old content because I thought it sounded really good. Obviously, folks' complaints about the corrupted gear, player power, and what all that... Ooh. Hello? Maybe caches only spawn when I've got 3 masks on. Scorpion. Didn't notice you before. Do more masks unlock more stuff in the areas? Ooh. Oh, sorry, microphone. Didn't mean to boop you. I'm intrigued. And there isn't much content in WoW that gets vaulted in that way. It does happen on occasion. So I just hope they keep it available. Like, Dastardly Duos is going to be an event. Feels like more like Trial of Style, that it's something that's going to come and go. Although, I hope, unlike Trial of Style, it's more common. Because Trial of Style is like once every 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and it feels like 6 months. Not like it should be much more frequent, Trial of Style. It should be at least once a month, in my opinion. But I think for something like this, just to let folks experience a game mode and get rewards out of it, just as a bit of content to do, I see no reason to remove this from the game. Because once folks are done with it, they're done with it. For anyone coming in new, it's going to be there as a piece of content, then go and collect shit. Maybe you can then add stuff for player housing to the back end of it. You know, I'm sure they thought of that. You get some corrupted pillows for your bed. Okay, health and damage numbers still aren't insane to the point I'm worried about getting booped. It's that sanity damage that I'm worried about. Again, I'll do some investigation. And then if there's a time limit, I will do some reading up on where some of these secrets may be held. So I have a bit of a checklist I can start working towards. If there isn't a time limit, I will instead endeavour to maybe knock off some... Well, I'll still have to do a bit of research. It depends Because if they're like, oh, this requires X number of masks or this specific mask, that's stuff that I'm going to really struggle to figure out on my own. I'm not the most intelligent when it comes to secrets and also exploring and geography if you've watched any of the other streams on the channel. I should take this opportunity to do a little bit of self-promotion for those in at the moment who may or may not be regular viewers. I stream WoW on a weekday morning, 9 AM GMT. And then between 4 and 6 on an evening, we start up with other games. I tend to go through one at a time. And all the VODs get posted here on YouTube, obviously, because we're streaming on YouTube rather than Twitch. Waves spawned on my head and bodied me. Drained my sanity. Okay, got to be way more aware of enemy abilities, that's fine. Needed to just hug his tiny body. Currently going through Doom the Dark Ages. Elden Ring Night Reigns on the list next. And then Expedition 33. All games I'm very excited to get to. And I go through one at a time because I always hated when a streamer would get into a game and be like, right, how do I play this one? I haven't played this one for a week, and would spend 20-30 minutes refiguring it out. It would just annoy me. So I like going through one at a time. We've got playlists on the channel. Again, you go along past the live tab to the playlist tab. We've played like 26 games at this point, WoW patches aside.
Thrall believes that the elements warn him of a disaster that only
And there's all kinds of stuff in there from a variety of genres. There's some indie stuff, there's some big AAA stuff. There's that one time we played that League of Legends fighting game, 2XKO. Got into one of the tests there, that was fun. Occasionally we'll play through some multiplayer stuff with folks from the chat who will come in and join in. Did a lot of that with Monster Hunter Wilds specifically. It's a lot of fun. They just announced the other day, by the way, for those who've played Monster Hunter Wilds, layered weapons coming in. In WoW terms, transmog for your weapons coming in the next update. Fantastic. Because the end game of that game right now is the best weapons are these big, chunky, green metal beggars. And there are so many cool weapons in that game that it just got annoying to be lugging this hunk of green metal. But now the possibilities open up and it's marvellous. Ow. That was mean. Green potion. See, that green potion just did sanity damage. It didn't give me a buff or anything. Inconsistent. It's a risk reward. Yeah, there's a lot of content on the channel for people to binge through. And I want to keep going at the very least on the streaming journey. We've not had the growth that I'd hoped at this point, and I think a lot of that is not leveraging the strength of the platform I'm on. Like, YouTube wants videos more than it wants streams, and the shorts have been the biggest help. You know, I take a couple hours in between streams to make a couple of shorts, one for the WoW stuff and one for the prior evening. And they tend to get the most views and where most of the subscribers come in. I'll take care, Emilis. Best of luck at work. Hope it ain't too rough for you. But I never really liked Twitch. As someone who like viewed content, I'd always end up watching VODs on YouTube. I just... Where do I put this? I don't like the interface, I don't like chats all over the screen, I like stuff very minimalistic, so that's kind of the streamers I ended up following and watching. But YouTube still isn't really pushing the live stuff hugely. It's better than it was, certainly. But by the time I was like, right, I'm comfortable where I'm at on YouTube, we got to about 200 subscribers, and I was like, right, it's time to try dual streaming to Twitch. Because then I get best of both worlds, you know? Unfortunately, my computer, you know, it's got a NVIDIA 3080 in it. I'm not the most tech guy, but it could not handle dual streaming Twitch at the same time. Could not hack it. And the folks who had already subscribed and would come and watch live, because I do have some regulars, believe it or not. And it felt to me like it'd be a bit of a slap in the face to be like, right, we're just going to jump over to Twitch then and post the VODs on YouTube and not be live on YouTube. That didn't feel fair. folks who had already given me their support. So the reality of this being gainful employment is unfortunately not there right now. I still, again, I want to give it the full year. I want to see how far we get. There are games I still want to play. Oh, that silence. This is... Get the orb. Bubble. Does Bubble stop me taking sanity damage? I don't know. But it's fine. Horse, relax.
My brothers and sisters be free. But how
Where's
can
the
we
Death
ever
Guard who...
trust in the voices of the elements again?
Oh, the Death Guard's just there. I thought that might be a rare enemy of some kind. Oh well. Poor horse. So sad. Let's move on to the next one, see how far we can get along. I think by the time we get through Elden Ring and Clair Obscura, that'll be over the year mark on the channel. And I do have to then do some thinking about how to proceed. But I have enjoyed streaming an awful lot, and I like sharing games and stories with folks. And trying to keep things as chill and positive as I can. As much as my flailing on harder games, like if you've seen any of the Doom streams, we're playing on Nightmare difficulty and I am all over the shop. Yesterday was a prime example of getting bodied. And I like my collectibles. I like getting my lore options and codex entries and reading them out. I don't see many folks streaming do that these days. There's a WoW channel called Librarian of Azeroth. She's going through and doing readings of the lore books. And the channel's grown very quickly and it's very wonderful to see. I highly recommend if you like your WoW lore and that kind of thing. And you want it a little more condensed than, say, Nobble's stuff. And I do love Nobble. I haven't watched any of his stuff in a long time, mainly just because of how... Oh! No! No, death. Sanity drain is a real son of a bitch. Yeah, just all the Shadowland stuff and the constant like angry videos just made me like, oh, I can't be arsed with this. I don't want to deal with this. Oh, but not all of them give black blood. God damn it! Why? Is it random or is it just Rex? No, because he definitely gave us black blood before. It must be random. Do I turn a mask off just to make sure we gather the black blood? I think I do. I think I turn a mask off just to make sure I do. Having 2 on's fine, but that extra sanity damage
Even though
is a lot.
the doorway is usable again,
I assume I can
there
take
is
them
still
off.
plenty
I'm not
of
locked in, right?
construction
That'd be
work and
pretty
rubble
hellish.
clearing needed.
But that was the other thing I'm thinking about, right? What content would I make if I was to swap to that point on YouTube? And I feel like it's really important, if you're going to do that, have something new to say, or a way to say it that is unique to my perspective. And there are a couple of videos I could make there. I do have some footage from Dauntless that is about to go offline tomorrow. Just do a little ode to it. It's a free-to-play Monster Hunter game that's going to vanish from the face of the earth. I love, for all the issues of that latest update, I love that game. And it's just a real shame it ended up where it ended up. And just to have something saved and built on it would be really nice. And there are a couple of other ideas here and there for videos. I'd love to make a video about Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. I adored that shit, but Bricky's already got a couple of really good videos on that, so I wouldn't... It'd basically be a 1-minute video going, here, this is the sound of biotic explosions, this is what it does to a horde of enemies, fantastic, 10 out of 10. Put this multiplayer in the remastered trilogy, god damn it, you cowards. Oh, I'd love to see it. We never will. I'd love to see it. And just a few bits and bobs, but again, I don't think I could necessarily go... There's a couple of WoW videos where I could express my thoughts on the state of the game as a solo player. Getting through the war within. Maybe encourage folks to try it. But again, there's just not enough time. When I started streaming, I wanted to do the weekends as well, and that's how I started. I was doing the same thing on the weekends I was doing on the weekdays, and it just get too much too quickly. Like, I was very easily overwhelmed and started to burn out. So a few months in, it was like, right, we need to tone this back and actually have my weekends. My mental and physical health could not deal. And on a day, I do my morning WoW stream, which, when it's a new expansion, we're upwards of 3 to 4 hours. And on the more ticking off things on a weekly checklist, they tend to be about an hour, maybe 2. Depends on what we're doing. And then it's a couple hours of editing the shorts. And doing some admin. Gives me enough time to grab some lunch and help around the house. And then for the evening, I try and hit between the 3 and 4 hour mark. Sometimes we go longer, sometimes we go shorter. But it was around that on average. And that would then leave me enough time to eat, tidy up after eating, go to bed. You know, maybe a little bit of some mobile game in there. If I'm lucky. I do find myself playing a bit of Hearthstone these days, to be fair. The arena always makes it enjoyable. Regardless of how absolutely cash grab full that game is these days. Ooh. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. And they are reworking the arena soon. Not to completely tangent, but they are doing something crazy in there that I'm really excited for. But the goal then, if I wanted to make the extra videos and keep the current schedule, would be, right, now you have to sacrifice the weekend. And for a while, I was trying. I started writing up a few scripts for videos I'd want to do, like going through the games we'd just played. Like, Hades 2 in Early Access was the first game I did on the channel. And that was special to me, because I loved Hades 1. And I was really eager to share going through the second one. And I learnt a lot streaming at the time. And I'm really excited to, when that gets into 1.0, to continue that journey, because there have been a couple of updates since. But I got most of a script done, and then was like, right, I need to go through all the old footage, which I've got on an external drive, because pulling it off YouTube, it really didn't look great. And that meant spending like some of the last of my savings on a big, like 10 terabyte hard drive just to have stuff saved. On the off chance YouTube just implodes one day, or I get copyright struck for watching shite at the Game Awards, or God forbid play a Nintendo game. You know, you can just, some folks just lose their channel outright, and that's bloody terrifying. As someone new to all this in the grand scheme of things, that's absolutely terrifying. But the time it would then take to go through, you know, I'm not an editor. I've been learning with the shorts, and I do alright, I feel. They hit the purpose I want them to hit. It happened again. See, now if we had that 400% sanity, I'd be dead again. Still learning to do bits of commentary and play at the same time, clearly. But to not just completely devour my weekend with that. Again, I think if my living situation was different, I could dedicate my time differently. There are things I would adjust, and either I'd stream an awful lot more, or I'd be able to dedicate more of my off time into doing the more edited videos. But where things currently stand, it's not a possibility. Oh, I need to hit this. He's actually going to ruin my sanity. I need to bring him down so I get the full effect of it. There we go. Whew. A little spicy for a moment. Give me that wolf pack. I don't know what it's for, but I'm going to take it while I'm here. Oh, and that time Blue Vial didn't murder me. Sure. Again, if it gets to that point, by the time we get through Night Rain, Clair Obscura, maybe if Hades is out in full release at that point, because the Switch will be out, and Hades is going to be launching on the Switch too. So I assume 1.0 will be around that time. that might then be the point to be like, right, I need to investigate other fields of work. I need to try get back on that job hunt train. Maybe try and push back into the voice acting a little more. I've done a little bit, nothing I can talk about, nothing that will essentially come out necessarily. I only have hopes that one of the things will, and it was all favours for folks more than anything else.
Slay that monstrosity in the name of the Maghar!
And then stream when I can, if I can. Like, it'll be a little up in the air, but for now, that's a good ways off. And even if I wasn't doing it full time, I'd still want to stream and share stuff. Wouldn't be daily, but I'd want to still do it. Because it's fun sharing these stories and putting your first time through something up for people to see. Okay, 2 more. Maybe we get both our black bloods here. Maybe we don't. We'll see how we get on. I think another part of the problem has been... I can tell from the shorts that some people get in from either the WoW short or the evening game short, and they see that, oh wait, half of this channel isn't WoW or is WoW, and unsubscribe immediately. And it's like, some folks have managed to build channels around that and be fine. Like, I think Preach is an excellent example. But I think for a lot of folks it seems to be a point of contention for whatever reason. But WoW's been a big part of my gaming life since, you know, since vanilla. And I'm always going to be playing it to some extent. It was also a good way to be like, routine. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get up in the morning, get this WoW stream ready, get some breakfast, have me Weetabix, kind of get on with the day. It's been a really good way to keep a routine. And while my playtime in WoW, if I wasn't streaming, it'd be a little more vicarious. It would be maybe once a week, twice a week, I'd play for bigger blocks. Like, it would be what I'd played for that evening or something, rather than it being doled out piecemeal. But it would still be very much a part of my gaming life, so it didn't feel right necessarily to just ignore it while I was streaming. That kind of felt weird to me. And certainly, I think this patch, when it first came out, was a good indication of things like, you liar, Black Potion. That's the only time it's done that. But where things have been slower, and it's been a little... It's where I think the stream time kind of reveals that in and of itself. Like, just playing it a little less. Whereas if you look back on the early days of The War Within coming out and going through the story, playtime's a lot bigger. And don't get me wrong, something like Legion Remix will have a lot of playtime from me, because I really enjoyed Pandaria Remix. I really enjoyed it. I wish they hadn't tied power and gear together, or power and transmog together. So it just meant it kind of limited what I could do if I wanted all of the transmog. And we started streaming around that time, so I was still leveling alts in there. But for Legion Remix, I'm not going to want to be leveling loads of alts, because I have, apart from an Earthen, I have all the heritage armor now. That was the goal, was to get all of that stuff. And it was great for doing that. On top of getting all those crazy class sets and the transmog, and I got a chunk of the mounts. Didn't end up getting Garrosh's shoulder pads, just because, again, I wanted to get to the point, gear-wise, where I could solo that stuff. That was the dream for me. Alright, we're buffing ourselves and going crazy with it. Let me truly go crazy with it. But because all that currency needed to be spent on the cosmetics, time frame didn't work out. So I hope that's something they address for Legion Remix. So I imagine the streams for that will end up being a bit longer. Or, because we'll be doing it every day, it won't matter at that point. We'll just have objective each day to go through. More of that story to see. Cry as Tyrion gets burned alive again at the start. Such a way to go. Such a scream from the voice actor. Cry as Varian dies. Oh, so much. So much Legion. Not even considering the patches in between all that. Honestly, I don't know how they're going to handle it, but I would hope they have learnt their lessons from Pandaria Remix. Although, a lot of the folks who made that were apparently then laid off, which, as ever, sucks. State of this industry. But surely they'd realise, like with the whole frog situation, where there were enemies in Pandaria Remix that had the same spawn problems and bugs that were present in the original release that were not fixed. And to be fair, the people working on it may not well have been the people who made original Mists of Pandaria, but you'd figure a bit of due diligence. Again, development time and all that. Where can you put your resources? Was it simply something they didn't think of? That kind of thing. And housing, I hate to say it, there will be some long-ass streams. We're going at that point of just making a house, of then going and getting old world materials to get more stuff to make more house. I expect in the coming weeks at some point we will get a look at either the neighbourhood system or the actual intricacies of building the exterior of your house, because we haven't really had that yet. But all the info we have had has been absolutely wonderful. And they've heard a lot of good feedback from that community roundtable where a load of content creators, wow or otherwise, went and had a good old tinker with things. Not to mention, midnight shouldn't be hugely longer after that. Maybe April next year. Maybe March, if we're lucky. We will see. Again, as with any game, I'd rather a developer takes their time, doesn't crunch, and gets the game out. Can I do this on half if I'm killing the boars? There's only 4 left. Is there a potion nearby I can drink and risk it for a biscuit? It's fine. Okay, we do this one, then fight Rexar. This might have been a bad call. Maybe we should still be able to get Thrall, it's fine.
Your flesh will feed my beasts, and your soul will become my pet.
Son of a bitch.
Beasts will devour you.
Oh, I thought based on his health. No, goodbye sanity, goodbye sanity. Is that all of them? Yeah, no, Rexar. I just need to get a little footsie. Oh! Just as I was about to get booped. Okay, that's not good. We gotta get to Thrall real quick. Don't know if we make it actually, but at least Thrall isn't the one dropping the black blood stuff we need for the quest, so that's fine. Yeet me over. Stop laughing at me in N'Zoth. Darren DePaul, for those who don't know, with modern N'Zoth, by the way. Also the voice of Reinhardt. A delightful old fellow. If you've seen him on any of the D&D shows like Critical Role, he's an absolute wonderful little man.
I need to get closer.
And that range of going from Reinhardt to N'Zoth stuff is wonderful to behold. He was at BlizzCon himself at one point as well. Oh, I don't know if we get Thrall here. We'll see. But BlizzCon's back next year as well, which I would expect means we get looks at Last Titan. As well as... There was that survival game they were making that got cancelled. I believe it got cancelled. Which is a shame. Because something new out of Blizz would have been fun. And we know the studio they got from the former developers of Spellbreak, I think it was Spellbreak, the Battle Royale where you played wizards and mixed spells, was really cool. Was a really fun game. It didn't have the... Oh, I keep forgetting I can... Nope, there it goes. I keep forgetting I can stand on that gold orb to get out of that silence effect. But we got everything else we wanted. But they've been pretty much making assets and doing the whole player housing thing. And there's a load of talk of other studios maybe getting sold the rights to StarCraft and stuff like that, which I heard Nexon was one of the ones for StarCraft, and good God, Nexon end up just doing so much microtransaction hell in their games. God knows what that would mean for StarCraft. Maybe with the World Soul Saga coming to an end, they want to do a Warcraft 4 to build the next 20 years of WoW. That'd be something to see. But I'd expect some surprises. If it's enough for them to say we're doing a BlizzCon, there'll be some stuff.
Even though the
Sure.
core way is usable again.
Although, Diablo 4 I enjoyed at launch, and then the expansion came out and I was just like, I don't know if I can, Just because of their monetization. Put some of that shit in the game. Let me earn a currency, for God's sake. See how Warframe and Helldivers do it? There are ways to do this. Okay, this is promising. The Cargulate catalyzes slower, so the increased corruption is more contained, yes. This allows a higher yield of corrupted materials without any negative side effects. Alas, I cannot keep it stable for long. These effects will not last. I'm sorry, adventurer, but we should take advantage of the effects while we can. Again, if you bring me additional displaced corrupted mementos, I can make you more of these greater corruptions. We have infinite stars, so we will take the better infinite stars and slap that on.
Go with the aspect.
I don't know if that's meta or not, but I like it. Boop. Lovely. And we are at... Oh, I think, as much as I want to grab the fancy paladin backpack here and start working on some of these cosmetics, again, I love that they just display them these days. It's a nice little bit. Show, don't tell. So then just having a nosy at people's transmog, that's not bad at all. That's the anniversary set. Fancy evoker things. Death Knight with a floating skull. Lamey cow. Oh. I'm always a good old transmog enjoyer in that regard. I think we save our mementos to get the upgrades next week. I will let me solo the underpin mount. Shiny gold dirigible. It's not quite the dragon mounts from Dragonflight, but you know what? It's something to have earned. And I like it. I think we'll call it there for the day, though. And tomorrow we'll be back with our LFR runs to get our weekly coin and continue pushing our Galagio rep, which... Where is our Galagio rep? 13 of 20, so still an amount to do. The ability to teleport to the raid in future for transmog runs, expansions down the line, I think is worth actually getting this grinded up. So we'll be doing that. So for now then, folks. Get a good shot here. Yeah, there we go. I will say, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed yourselves, don't forget to hit that like button. Help push the video through the algorithm so more folks can come hang out and play some games with us. Subscribe for more content here on the channel. On the weekdays, we're at 9 AM GMT with World of Warcraft, and between 4 and 6 in the evening, we start up with other games. Currently this evening, more Doom, the Dark Ages, nearly said Doom Eternal, but the Dark Ages to get through. And you can find playlists to all the other content we've completed right here on the channel to binge to your heart's content. So until next time, folks, much love, take care, and bye-bye.
How does a Tauren hide in a cherry tree? He paints his hooves red. Farewell.